Yo, peace was good. Welcome to another hip hop album review. This is part 239. The album I want to review tonight is Big Daddy Kane with his seventh and final album to this day is Veteranz Day, released in 1998. You guys should know who Big Daddy Kane is. For those who don't know, go back in the catalog in the vaults. I already did the majority of his albums. The only album that I do was this album that I'm gonna cover today. He's part of Juice Crew at one point. Legendary artist, a big influence to a lot of artists today. I don't care what nobody says. Jay-Z being one of them. You know what I mean? So Jay-Z was practically the understudy of Kane at one point. Jazzo as well. So that kind of thing. So that kind of shows you the influence that Kane has over everybody. You know what I mean? But yeah, so. One thing I forgot to mention that one of my subscribers mentioned, just got it out of my head. During like the Daddy's Home era, there was a beat that was used by Biggie called Warning. One of his biggest songs, in his whole career. The backstory with that was that song was originally made for Kane, but Kane passed on the beat. And I'm glad he did because the way Kane was rapping around that Daddy's Home era album, I was like, I'm so glad he passed on it because he wouldn't have done it justice. This is the way he was rapping. And like I said, in my personal opinion, I feel like the beat saved the album because the way he rapped was kind of very lackluster. Like he just sounded uninspired, you know what I mean? He just didn't really sound, anything good, in my personal opinion. But getting back to this album, there's only, I believe the only single of the album is Uncut Pure, which was produced by Easy Mo B. And then I don't know if it's only like the CD version, but there's a remix version that was produced by Big Daddy Kane himself. Kane produces this shit. Excuse me. So, and so that's pretty much it on that. This was released under Black Heart Records. Black Heart Records is a record label that was founded by Joan Jett. Joan Jett and the Black Hearts. With that song "I Love Rock and Roll." So that was pretty much her record label. And also the producer of that group was Frank Laguna. I think that's his name. And that's pretty much it. And that's where he got it from. And it was still under Mercury Records and stuff like that. So I get down and show you guys what the album looks like. Nothing too crazy. Simple. Big Daddy Kane kind of has like that 70s like R&B soul look to it, like from like album like you see from like 73, 74 around that time. See the back, you see just like him just pondering, looking at something, not sure. You know what I'm saying? Looking fly as usual. Got the track listing, pretty cool. Alright, then that's what the CD looks like. Alright, nothing too crazy. And then as usual, like I always say, Kane always look fly as usual. That's pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? Got the leather jacket, the gray shirt, the jeans, the fedora hat, you got the black Timbs. I need to get another pair of them, but Timbs are so expensive now, it's like fucking ridiculous. You paying close to like $2 just for them shit, so it's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? The track listing. Alright, so the producers on the album are Easy Mo B, Big Daddy Kane, producer named DJ3, not sure who that is. I mentioned Big Daddy Kane already. LG being Easy Mo B's little brother, very underrated producer. He's done stuff for Tupac, he's done stuff for L.O.X. He probably produced that whole album, the Creep With Me album from '94. Fire, underrated album. Highly recommend that. And that's pretty much it on the producers. The only features on the album are Shot Queen and A.B. Money. Shot Queen being Ma Barker, Coogee Rap's wife, and A.B. Money being part of Rapping is Fundamental, RIF, which is Easy Mo B's group that he had back in the early 90s. So just had to throw it out there. Alright, so you know how I get down. I'm gonna go through some of the tracks like I usually do, break them down. Alright, track 1 is the intro. It's just an instrumental song. It's an instrumental track. Kind of has like a western feel to it. You know, just like with hi hats and like synths in the background. I believe that was produced by Big Daddy Kane himself. So I decided to throw it out there. Nothing too crazy. Track 2, Uncut Pure, which was like the first single of the album. That was produced by Easy Mo B. It's a pretty dope track, dope way to start the album, my personal opinion. I like the line when he says, I roll the dice on the streets that can be cold as ice. And cause great disturbance just like a poltergeist. Yeah, it caused great disturbance like a poltergeist. Yeah, I thought that was pretty dope. Um, that was track 2, Uncut Pure. Track 3, Enterprising. That was pretty dope. That was produced by Big Daddy Kane himself. Where he talks about like it's kind of like a name association track. Like he kind of uses like celebrities and stuff like that, and hip hop artists within the rhymes and stuff like that. There's an example when he says, "No need to educate Chicago artists; they already got common sense." And he also tries to unify, he also tried to unify the East Coast and West Coast, because at the time, like, beef was brewing between both coasts and things like that. But that was just like an example of that. So he does other stuff. Not the first time that it's not the first. He's not the first artist to do that. Red Hot Lava Tone has done that with this song, The Main's Hook. On his second album, #1 Player, which I need to get my hands on, but that's just super expensive. So yeah, I'm trying to get that shit, yeah, so I'm trying to get my hands on that. But yeah, that was track 3, Enterprising. Track 4, Girl Talk. Yeah, it's very pointless. Just barbershop talk between girls. We have the barbershop talk for men. This time it's for women. In the hair salon, just talk about men and shit like that. Men ain't shit, and things like that, and all that. You know how it goes. You know how it is. So, pointless track, but I understand why you added it on. Kind of shed light, with the women and stuff like that. Track 5, Change This Game Around. That was produced by Big Daddy Kane. I honestly could have done without it. It was like a girl track, kind of has like a West Coast feel to it. Didn't really do anything for me. I could have done without that song. That's track 5, Change This Game Around. Track 6, La La Land. Love this song. One of my favorite tracks of the album. That's supposed to be Easy Mo B. Fucking dope song right there. Yeah, I didn't write any lyrics for it. I didn't see any standout lyrics for it, but it was cool. It was a cool track to listen to, but definitely one of my favorite tracks of the album. That was track 6, La La Land. Track 7, Old Town Blues. It's pretty much the same as Girl Talk, but it's like old men having that barbershop talk, where they talk about politics, women, just what's going on in the world, back in the day. It's practically the same thing. Yeah. In track 8, To the Good Times, it's pretty much him paying homage to hip hop. You know what I mean? Talking about like the early days of hip hop. It kind of has like that bad boy kind of feel to it. You know what I mean? Like something that, like the Hitman would have made like around like 96, 97. Not my kind of thing. I mean, I like the Hitman. Don't get me wrong, but this one I just didn't really care for, so I could have done without that song as well. And then, so then you got the next track, which is Fish Tandoori, which is it's a skit. So pretty much, Big Daddy Kane goes to like this Indian restaurant, and the owners is a husband and wife, and obviously the Indian, and they see Big Daddy Kane, he orders this dish of fish tandoori. I gotta try that. That sounds good. I like Indian food, so love my tandoori chicken and my chicken tikka masala. Fucking love that with the naan and the basmati rice. Whew, I could go for that right now. But anyways, fish tandoori. So the owners of the restaurant, they actually go, they see him, and they're like, "Oh man, we're your biggest fans." They to the point like where like they try to get a record label from Big Daddy Kane. Like they try to rap to him. It's like nah. Like not even like that. It's not that type of party, man. Yo, I'm gonna come back in a couple minutes. Like just make sure my food's ready when I come back. So yeah, anything for you, man, anything. So I thought it was pretty funny. So that was track 9, Fish Tandoori. Track 10, Terry and Error. My favorite track off the album. Love the beat for that. And surprisingly, that was produced by Big Daddy Kane. That shit goes hard. I love the beat, man. Love that shit. Love the line when he says, here comes the taste of rawness, like you never saw this. Once I grip the cordless, my victory is flawless. Fucking dope. I love that shit. And he has a couple other lines that was dope, but that was the one that stood out to me. Yeah, so that was track 10, Terry and Error. Really enjoyed that song. Track 11, Hold It Down. It's a cool track. What I got from that, it was kind of like a updated version of Ain't No Half Steppin', just based on like how the rap, like how the beat sounded and like the flow and stuff. Like it kind of has like that fast paced flow to it. I like the line when he said, "Here's a view to kill as I flip the skill. Where it's time to rock the mic like Al Scratch, I get ill. I come equipped to fight, and if I flip tonight, effects on MCs are similar to kryptonite." I like that. Another line where he says, "Who the king? Asiatic, not equivalent to any. Plus, I play the game a more harder way than Penny." Woo, killed that. Let me say that again. Nigga said, "Who the king? Asiatic, not equivalent to any. Plus, I play the game a more harder way than Penny." Woo. Killed that, man. He still got it, man. He still got it. So, like I said, I've always felt like that song was like a updated version of Ain't No Half Stuff. Like Ain't No Half Stuff in '98, as people would do, at that time. So that was track 11, Hold It Down. Track 12 is Daddy's Theme. It's an instrumental track. Pretty dope beat. Kind of wasted a good beat. I wish he could have rapped on it, at least like one verse. But it was a pretty dope beat. Track 13, Earth, Wind, and Fire. That was produced by LG, The Experience, aka Easy Mo B's little brother. That was a dope beat. Like that song too. That features Shot Queen, aka My Blocker. Like I said, Kujira's wife. 80 Money of rapping is for the mental. Pretty dope track. I like the line by Kane when he says, "So how you want it? Coming through, beating you down, watching disaster struck like Busta Rhymes, and ain't even around. The Prince of Darkness be that one man that made him. I'll be sure looking niggas get a suntan." That's pretty dope. Let me say that again. "So how you want it? Coming through, beating you down, watching disaster strikes when Busta Rhymes ain't even around. The Prince of Darkness be that one man that made them. I'll be sure looking niggas get a suntan." Yeah, he killed that. That's fucking dope. So that was track 13, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Track 14, Do You Really Know? That was a pretty cool track. Pretty much, he talks about the phases of hip hop, like when it first started, in '73 when it was like True School, people doing park jams, to like the breakdancing, to gangster rap, then commercial rap, and he just talks about, it talks about the progression of hip hop, at that time too, like from back then to then, from '98 when he made the album, '97 when he made the album, Cummins in '98. I like the way he says, your whole personal theatrical ain't nothing about you natural. Here, show me how many guts you pull. So that was pretty much a shot towards gangster rap. Let me say that again. Your whole personal theatrical ain't nothing about you natural. Here, show me now how many guts you pull. So like I said, that shots towards gangster rap. So I thought that was pretty cool. So that was track 14. Do You Really Know? Track 15, Shame Prelude. It's just an interlude, nothing crazy, nothing special, nothing to write anything home about. Track 16, Shame. It's him talking up, taking shots at the industry, just saying how shaded the industry is and that kind of thing, which is, nothing too which is very familiar because a lot of people was taking shots at Bad Boy at that time, and just how commercial hip hop was at that time. I like the line when he says, "They ride along just to God you wrong. Play like they beside you strong, and start faking moves like Elijah one. whose side you on, revealing that all the low down dirty dealing. I can see your skin peeling and change like a chameleon. So that's real shit right there. And I really fuck with that. That was pretty cool. So that was track 16, Shame. Track 17, Last Night episode. Um, it's just him. It's just him talking about how he met this girl in a hotel, how he had sex with her over a beat and that kind of thing. So, nothing too crazy. The beat was pretty cool. I like the beat, but like I said, nothing too crazy about it. Track 18 definitely. It's like a braggadocio track. Wasn't too crazy about it. The beat wasn't like all that for me. Track 19. That is Under Pressure. That features Ballhead Buchanan. That was produced by Big Daddy Kane. Dope track. I like the line when he said, "See, I creep like MCs on pole 9 and take rhymes the whole line to digging your rappers like a coal mine." Yeah, he killed that shit. That was pretty dope. So that was track 19, the Under Pressure. And then you got track 20, the outro was like an instrumental. And then you got track 21 was the Uncut Pure remix, which was produced by Big Daddy Kane. It uses the same sample as Eazy-E's Easier Said Than Done. Yeah, so that was okay. I prefer the Easy Mo B version. So that's pretty much it. Before I give you guys my overall thoughts, there's something I want to show you guys real quick. I gotta give a shout out Warner Von Waldenhurst. I forgot how you pronounce his name, but he's the one that I found out about this version. So you got Big Daddy Kane. I'm on Discogs, by the way. So you got the German promo version that came out in '97. The album came out in '88. So there were a couple songs that were not on the US version. So you got I Got the Job Done Part 2, which was okay. I didn't really care for that. Then track 10, Who'd At the Door, which that song to me was like the best song, man. That song is fire. That was produced by, you could tell it was produced by Easy Mo B. It's a dope posse cut with a whole bunch of people, man. Fucking dope. And he got Three's Company, which was okay. But out of the three songs that didn't make the album, Who'd At the Door to me was the best song. And I'll post those songs in the description box like I usually, like the goodies like I usually do in the description box. Alright, so enough of that. And let me just put back my tripod. Alright. So, my overall thoughts on the album. This album was, when I first heard the album, I didn't really like the album. It was okay. It was like, kinda I like the album. Not his best, but it's not as bad as I thought it was. Just I do have a new appreciation for it. Is it like, I'll put it like this. I like it better than Taste of I like it better than Taste of Chocolate. I'll put it like that. That's how, yeah. That's not really saying much. You know, he kind of redeemed himself. You know what I mean? I felt like some of the skits were a little pointless, but I thought it was pretty cool, man. It's a pretty cool album. You know what I mean? It's not, like I said, it's not as bad as I thought it was before. You know, I gave it a chance, especially doing the review of the album. I do wish Who'd At the Door was on this album. I think that it would have made the album a little bit better, in my personal opinion. But yeah, it's a pretty decent album, man. If you can find it, definitely pick it up, because pretty much all of his albums are out of print. And this album being no exception. If you go on Amazon, I've seen it go for like, at least the cheapest I've seen it for like $30. But you know, go check on Discogs, you'll find it for like cheaper, that kind of thing. But sometimes the cheaper prices, you know, you end up getting it from overseas, so it's not really, so you're not really gaining much like from. It just depends, like you know whatever you got to do. But either way, yeah, decent album. Is it his best? No, but you know, I'll take it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it could have been better, but it's not terrible. It's not bad, but it's decent for what it is. You know what I mean? I'll take it for what it is. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on this album. Favorite tracks for me: Uncut Pure, La La Land, Tearing Your Era, Earth, Wind and Fire, and Under Pressure. Those are the songs I really like. Everything else is kind of it's alright. But yeah, it's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Alright, peace.